Hey love, so I want to make a video to show you things that I did to help prepare me for nursing school. There's not a whole lot of stuff that you can really do until you actually know what the program actually expects out of you. But the first tip I can give you is practice your math. You can go online, you can put in nursing math, and a bunch of things will actually come up. You can go to dosagecalc.com, I think, and they will actually send you a question every day. You can put in, just Google it, and a bunch of things will come up. And you can also buy a book. I have one that is Med Math, and if you look in one of my recent, one of my earlier videos, you'll see the book is on there. Another thing you guys should practice is your abbreviations for nursing. So one thing that you're gonna have, well, and as far as my program, and I know a lot of other programs do, is that you have to take a HESI test. So I definitely recommend getting the HESI, I think it's by Evolve, it's the HESI review course material. I do have my bachelor's, but I did not remember every single thing from it. There was like math that, I haven't practiced in a while, and there was like science that I need to go over, and vocab and all that stuff. So I definitely recommend you guys getting the review book and going over it. I did really well on my test. I got a 91.67, I think. And then they also test you for the type of learner that you are, which is great. That is from when I took my HESI, and like I said, I did really well. I got a 91.67, and they have a test in there that tells you what's your personality and your learning style. And I definitely recommend, before starting nursing school, you should definitely take a learning assessment. And even if you think that you know what works for you as far as schooling and like testing and everything like that, nursing school is completely different. It challenges you. It's not what you think it's going to be like. It's not like college. It's not like high school or anything like that. It's completely different. It's critical thinking, and it forces you to think of things in a different way. Definitely recommend you taking a learning assessment. And you can take one for free also on Google. You could just put in free learning assessment, and they will tell you if you're kinesthetic, global, auditory, tactile. I can't remember all of them. So in my learning style, it says that I'm kinesthetic and global. I don't follow everything to a T, but I will say that it did help me figure out what was best for me. And based off of my report, and I'll tell you guys what it actually says. It's pretty long, so I'll just give you guys the gist of it. As far as the HESI assessment, they have 6 learning styles. There's visual, so as you learn best by seeing pictures in a textbook, and skills are helpful. So it says that you would do well in labs and clinicals. So I think, and it gives you a few tips for what you should do if you're a visual learner. And it says you should write and use flashcards to study, create pictures while you're studying, and then write down information and take notes and sit in front of the class. Now, regardless of what type of learner you are, I think you should always sit in front of the class. For one, the teacher will get to know you. It's already with that whole idea that whoever sits in the back of the class is probably not paying attention. They're probably on their phone, they're doing whatever. But also, you can hear better. They generally see you if you have any questions. So I always try to sit in front of class. And then auditory learner is a person that does well with lectures. You enjoy going to lectures. You can hear the information and you can take it in. So reading the books and studying out loud may help you. If you put information into like a song, if you make a mnemonic, will also help. Also, it says you like step-by-step instructions. And you should focus at the each chapter summary at the end of it, and that will help you to reinforce your learning. For kinesthetic learner, which is what I am, it says I like to experiment with knowledge, and I obtain and learn best by being involved, which is true. I'm more of a hands-on person. Practice sets are helpful to your learning. Agree. I do enjoy doing practice tests because I like to see where I'm at and what I need to actually expand on and what I need to learn. It says design movements to remember facts, which does help me. Is that sometimes when I'm studying, I will pace in my room. I'll hold my study guide and I'll walk back and forth, or I'll walk in circles, or whatever if I plan on doing so. If you feel uncomfortable doing that, do that in your room, or studying when you're by yourself. If you don't want to look like a weirdo and Barnes and Noble's walking in a circle, it's completely understandable. But do what's best for you. Don't worry about what other people think. Also, it says study for short periods of time, then move around, set specific goals, and I learn best when I'm active. Someone who's a cognitive learner, you obtain information that has personal meaning to you, so you need to find ways to make a classroom and clinical content meaningful to you. You will enjoy both lecture and clinical, and you can identify relevant information well. You need to think of concepts through and relate information into your own words, which I think everyone should do in general. Anytime you learn something, you should make it relevant to yourself, because then you're going to care more, and that's just what it is. Analytical is you like to do things in an orderly manner, step by step. You pay attention to details, and you like to be prepared. You also like to know what to expect, and you focus on your attention on meeting goals. You value facts over feelings. You like to finish one thing at a time. You are logical, self-motivated, objective, and consistent. You need to know not only the how, but also the why of content. You enjoy learning and like tests because they break information into parts. A global learner, which it says that I'm also a global learner, is you are sensitive to others and flexible. You have a tendency to go with the flow. You learn best by discussing and working with others. However, you need reassurance and reinforcement because you work hard to please others. You have a tendency to take criticism personally. You see the big picture and can read between the lines. You have a sense of fairness and avoid competition and conflict. You like to give and receive praise. You need to relate knowledge to life. You are sometimes threatened by tests. You may need to seek help with test taking skills. Pretty much, I think every person going into nursing school, honestly, even going into college, you should know what your learning style is, because it can really help you. If you find out that you're a visual person, then definitely start making flashcards from the very beginning. If you find out you're more auditory, then I would say you should bring a tape recorder, but you should find out if it's okay with your program. Not all programs actually allow you to record classes. For instance, my program does not allow us to record it. So here are some nursing abbreviations that are related to time frame that you guys should know. So AC, which is before meals. PC, after meals. Q means every meal. So what you would see is, I'll give you guys an example after. QD is every day. QOD is every other day. BID is twice a day. TID is 3 times a day. QID is 4 times a day. HS is hours of sleep, so like at bedtime. H or HR means hour. Q2H means every 2 hours. So the Q really stands for like every, and then the 2 is the amount of time, and the HR is the the unit. AM is before noon. PM is after noon. PRN is when necessary or as needed. And STAT is immediately. Another term that I used to always forget is AMB, which is ambulate, and OOB, which is out of bed, and I think BRP, which is bathroom privileges, and I think those are most of the terms, but you can definitely Google the terms, and I would say practice the terms, know them. You will see them when you do med administration. You will see it on your dosage calculation test. That's where we saw ours. We would get actual questions, math questions, and then we would also have abbreviations that we had to know. So practice them and, get familiar with the terms, because you will see it. If you're going to become a nurse, it's going to be the rest of your life, so get to know those terms as well.